Hi everyone. Again, welcome to my channel. I'm Divine Grace Corsho. I'm coach and entrepreneur, founder of digital consultancy and services. So today is very special because we have guests right now, where she is a founder of Outsourcing Angel, and then she is really specialized with virtual assistants. So yes, so Lynn, how are you today?
I'm really good. I'm excited to be here to have this conversation with you, Divine, and hopefully help others to learn more about virtual assistants.
Yes. Yeah, so yeah, can you say something about about your business?
Sure. So, Outsourcing Angel for me, I started in 2015. We help business owners to free up time to do what they love and just outsource all the mundane work to virtual assistants from the Philippines, which is where you're from, right? And yeah, and so we help business owners with tasks like marketing, especially in marketing and admin work. Now, prior to that, I had a marketing agency. So I was helping to project manage for the client, website, SEO and all that, but still using virtual staff. But then I thought, why don't I change the business model to make it easy for everybody, which is instead of me passing the message to people, I just give you the person that you need, the right person you need, guide you to how to work with the VA and the VA and also support the VA. At the end of the day, VAs are still people that work online with you. And if you don't have that community feeling and engagement with them, they might not last with you because what's the point of training and hiring a VA if you can't keep them to be with you as you grow your business? So that's when Outsourcing Angel was born, to provide that solution, not just like, find you that person and all right, go off and work with them, but to, maintain that relationship for you as well.
So, what is really the benefits of having a VA in a business?
Yeah, so especially Philippines, right? The country is in Southeast Asia, so the cost effectiveness of it is amazing, right? You can get the same thing done, but at a third of the price of someone local, and that means that you can take off a lot of mundane tasks that you're repeating yourself in, because your time is worth more than that, the cost that you could pay for a VA, right? I want to be able to do things that only I can do, right? And when I was starting out, yes, I was doing everything from social media marketing to doing everything. But I continued to audit my tasks and go, okay, I've been doing this for a while now, and my VA has been just helping me with admin to say, well, I'm going to train her up to take over some of the bits that I've been doing again and again, because I need to free up to do the next task. And eventually now I've scaled myself to the point that it's out of the business. I don't have to be in the business anymore. And then my VAs continue to take over my work. And of course, if that VA gets busy and gets smarter and smarter, I also then have VAs to work under that VA to continue for us to also grow as a person. Because imagine doing the same thing again and again, all year. You're going to feel unmotivated, and you can't grow your business if you're caught in the business and not working on the business, getting out there doing video content or networking, etc. So and the other thing about VAs is also amazing. Even if you have a business already and you have local staff, well, how do you free up your local staff's time to do the important things that they're being paid for? So let's say a salesperson is like, you pay in Australia, it might be $80,000, 70,000 Australian dollars a year. Now, if they're busy, the first thing a normal business owner might think is, okay, I'm going to go and hire another salesperson because my salesperson is busy. But before you do that, have a look at their own task, right? I bet in there's like, it could be 70% of admin back end, following up and entering things in the database. And if imagine having them free up 80% of that wasted time and be able to do more sales for you and pay someone cheaper to do all the other stuff, your business will grow, it's cost effective, your staff will also be happy as well.
Yes. So you mentioned about the tasks. So what are the tasks of a virtual assistant that they can offer to the business owners?
Yeah. So, especially in our business, we help with admin and marketing. And so, when it comes to admin, I'm talking about entering information in the database, email management, booking in appointments for you, anything that could be done virtually as an executive assistant, right? That would do, an EA would do for you. And now in the marketing space, everything from social media management, email marketing, what do you call it? Facebook ads, web development, graphic design, anything that is related to marketing your business, which every business needs to market online now. So that's what a VA can do. As long as it's virtually, it can be done virtual. Anyone you can find in as a VA to do. So the myth is that VAs are just doing low end, they don't think too much and they just do like data entry. It's not that. Depending on the skill set you need and how much you're willing to pay for a good VA, they can do a lot more than that. And depending on how much you train and care about your VA, they can grow. Like, for example, my VA, her name is Wendy, she's been with me for 7 years, started off as content writing. And, she starts to become a manager of content, to then recruitment manager, and to just keeps taking over what I do. But I just keep taking care of her and training her. I also got smarter too. 7 years ago, I was doing this, but as I get smarter, my tasks are getting more, higher impact work too. So that means VAs can really grow with you as you grow. And that's why I believe in not outsourcing tasks, fixed price, and just to anyone. It's really about finding the best person and keeping them. That's when you get the best value.
So virtual assistant are people that working remotely. So that's why that's what you said, that from the Philippines. So can you tell us what are the pros and cons of having a remote workers?
Yeah. So, the pro is that you don't have to have office space. You don't have to give them laptops and stuff, because everyone who are willing to work online treat themselves as a self-employed person. That means they're going to invest in internet, in laptop. And also when we work with we hire VAs for clients, they are also already experienced with the skill set that you're after too. So, in the Philippines, a lot of you guys have already been years in the VA space and digital marketing. So there's a lot of you to be able to find. What I love about remote as well is that you can access people from everywhere. If you hire locally right here in one location, then you're limited to that number of people in that pool. But if you hire remotely, and let's say you don't hire from the Philippines, but you hire people from you can hire people from all around the world. It also means that you can work all around the clock, different time zone, because some people might like to work at night when it's your morning, or your morning, their night. So there's just so much more flexibility in what you can do. So yeah, the remote working environment, allows everyone to also be there with their family, and which means happier workers. So I've been online for 10 years, and as my business grew, I never have an office. And even if there's like 60 VAs and 10 or 12 people internally right now that we have, none of us work in the same office. And yet we can still run an efficient business, and we optimize our time. There's no travel time. There's no, someone tap on your shoulder, can I ask you a question? Can I talk to you? Anything, right? There's no like work politics and gossiping around, right? It's just free all that, right? Now, the con is that if you don't know what you're doing online, there can be inefficiency. So you don't know how to communicate online. Well, you need to learn how to use tools like Slack or, messaging, some sort of messaging tool. You can't just email your VA and then wait around going, what is she doing? You have to also learn how to project manage with them, communicate well with them, because it's not always the VA that doesn't do well. It's if you're a client of a person hiring VA, but you don't know the best ways to communicate and set expectation or assign tasks, you won't get the best value of that person. And culturally too, every country will be very different. I chose to continue with the Philippines because I already got working with them. It just got easy for me to know your characteristic, your culture, the way you like to do things. I'm Vietnamese, by the way. I'm not Filipino. And people always say, why don't you help Vietnamese? And I say, it doesn't matter who I help, right? We're all people. For me, it's just easier because I'm already there. And we do a lot of charity in the Philippines too. Because why? Because I have people there. I can give the money and they go and help the people. Do I want to help Vietnam? Yes, I do. But I can't be everywhere and everything because there's only me right now, right? And if I could encourage more people to hire VAs, it doesn't have to be in the field, it can be anywhere. It just means that we're also creating jobs for people in developing country from everywhere. So so back to the cons is like you need to really understand people's culture and etc. And different time zones will work differently. So depending on where you are, you will need to find the right VA for that time zone as well. And knowing how to pay money and collect money, because sometimes you work remotely and you trust people too early and you can get screwed. And I've done that before. When I first started, I made all the mistakes, right? I didn't know everything from day one. All the mistakes I made is the reason why I wanted to make it easy for people. So mistakes like, they asked me to pay them more to do the work, and I paid in advance, and then they didn't do the work. They promised me that they will get it done this time, but then they keep buying extra time, and and I keep tolerating that. It's my fault because I'm not used to it. And also giving them a bunch of tasks to do too much at the beginning, and then when they come back, it's not done right. So it's really it's important to kind of know how best to minimize your risk. So it means like if you give them a task, then you would make sure to ask them to because you're not next to them to check their work. So you ask them, when you finish this part, can you show me? And you check, you give them feedback, and you take time to really onboard and train. Then you'll have a smoother working relationship, and then you get to reap the reward of really hardworking people. Philippines are really hardworking and just loyal, and it's a very cost-effective country there as well, and family-oriented people, Christian people, I love as well. Christian race people. So you get to enjoy all those other benefits if you learn to work with them effectively.
I think also one of the cons in the remote, especially in the Philippines, because Philippines are, like a typhoon.
Yes.
Yeah. So sometimes the connection, it will not
Yeah.
be stable or something.
Yeah. So how we get around that is, look, at the end of the day, everything comes with, benefit and con, like you said. But as long as the virtual assistant knows how to catch up on work, have some backup internet, backup plan. So we always ask that in the interview. We're like, what laptop do you have? What internet do you have? What happens when you have a typhoon, right? Because it happens. What would you do? And they would say, oh, I can do this, or I can do that, or I have a backup computer, and what you're watching is, in life, there's always going to be things that go wrong. Even for us, right? All of a sudden, our kids are sick or something happens, and we can't always be as productive and predictable. But it's in how you deal with that makes that person quality. So, it doesn't matter if one day the electricity is gone and whatever, but I know that all the other days the VA has worked so hard and always deliver. And if they catch up on their work at a later time and the output is still the same, that's the most important, right? And so it's, as a business owner, you should also have backup plans. So instead of having one VA that knows everything and you don't have a system and process, you need to already have systems and process in there. So if that person's away, either you can jump in, or you already have someone trained under them to continue to have that backup plan. Because you always ask yourself, if I was hit by a bus, if someone was hit by a bus, can this business still run as is, right? So this is where systems and process work really well. And even as a business owner, I find that if you could get used to doing something first, even if you do it the first round or second round and know it, then it's easy for you to train that person or understand how to give feedback to that person too. But if you have no idea what this is at all, or don't have an experienced person to help you, you won't know how to, I guess, help that person improve. And if that person is away for something, you don't have no idea how it even works or how to do it. And that's the risk that you take. Yeah.
That's a lot of information. Yeah. So, can you give us, like, advice whenever, business owners are going to start, hiring virtual assistants? So, uh, where to start, how they gonna find, virtual assistant, and,
Yeah. So first of all, I think the first thing to know is, like, what are you going to offload from your task list? So understanding what you're working on and what are those tasks that you really need help with, that it's repetitive, low value, it's not in your genius zone, and not impactful to the business. And then also knowing, okay, if I free up 20 hours a week or 40 hours a week, what are you going to spend time doing? And have that intention that, okay, I'm going to spend 10 hours networking, 10 hours doing this or that. So have that already set, because if you aren't clear when you hire a VA, you're going to be caught, watching over them. And then what, in your free time, you go on Facebook and talk to your friends, and really haven't set the intention on how you best use that. So understanding that. And then I guess, then you would go and outsource to that person. I mean, I'm pretty sure you would already know the values and your mission and all that. And it's really important to share with that when you're hiring people. You want people that believe in your mission, your values, and then it also helps you to, when you're looking for them, you're not just looking for the skill set. You're looking for, does this person have my value? Like if you are the person that really care about honesty and generosity or love or whatever it is, if you're clear on your value, go out there and look for those people beyond the skill set. So your interview questions would be just not, have you done social media? Yeah. Have you done this? But you're looking for how they answer and see if they are showing those qualities. And it means you should also ask case scenario questions. If this happens, what would you do? Or this and that would you do? And that would minimize your chance of getting the wrong person, because skills can always be taught, but the personality and characteristic is very hard to change, right? If someone's always kind of selfish and lack mentality and different kind of personality, it's not like people can't change, it's just a long time to change, so you don't want that. And when you're recruiting, treat it like you're recruiting someone local. That means if you have ever had a job, think back of how your employer has hired you. When they hire you, they want to know, why do you want to work here, and ask you all these questions and take time to onboard you, train you, even pay for training and do all that stuff, right? It's because these employers want you there for the long time. They don't want to hire you to just train you up and then if I don't need you, I'll leave you, because that's not the whole, that's not where you're going to get reward. So even when you hire a VA, have that same mindset that I'm looking for the best here. And so then you take your time on board and train. So where do you find these people? There's so many sites, as we know, right? Depending on what country you're after, there's specific sites for different country. But for the Philippines, we have onlinejobs.ph. You probably have more ideas than me or the names now. And there's also Facebook groups for people. There's just so many out there, even Upwork and Freelancer and Elancer. There's just a lot of sites. But this is where it can get overwhelming. It's like, which site? If I upload, you expect to see tens and hundreds of people applying. So it just takes a bit of time to filter out, right? Interview, check, talk to them and all that. So this is where Outsourcing Angel saves a lot of time. It's just a lot of interviewing process. And where you can even do a test with them, right? If you're hiring a developer or something, don't go and send them your whole website's login and doing everything, but maybe minimize the risk of getting them to do some sort of task that's still technical, but on a test site or something, in something that is not risky, and test their work. If you're hiring a content writer, get them to write half an article just to test. And you're not looking just for the output, you're looking at how they communicate. Like if they said, okay, I'll send you the article tomorrow, and then tomorrow they never even turn up, and then an hour later, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you. That's a warning sign, right? And what you're looking for is in them going, hi, just letting you know that I'm working on it now, and I'm nearly done, and here you are, right? You're already going amazing. And if their article comes back and it's not perfect, but you saw the quality in their character, you would go, you know what, this is a person that is worth hiring, and I'm going to train them, because it's just really a bit of a misunderstanding on the actual work, but their quality has shine through. Now, don't be too forgiving when you're hiring people, because I've been burnt before where I was like nice and they missed their promises, but I was like, oh, but they're not, I don't know, I was being nice. But I think the earlier on, the better. If you notice there's something not right, take some action earlier on. I think I've answered where to find them.
Yes. Actually, I feel that what you are talking about, because, last year, I have my aunt that she is on overseas worker, in Saudi. And then before the pandemic, she come back to the Philippines, and because of the pandemic, she didn't go back to the Saudi to work. So that's why she told me. And that my aunt is really the one who helped me before when I was young. So she's been there to me. So that's why I told her, okay, Tita, I will enroll you in our course, to be a virtual assistant. And then after she graduated everything, I saw the potential to her. So I told her, okay, I will train you in my business. And then, she become my personal virtual assistant right now.
Yeah.
And she is really a good, it's like she is my backbone now in my business,
Yes.
and she's really doing great, because, like what you said, we have the same goal. She believed in me, what I'm doing, my purpose, my vision. So that's why it's so easy to work with someone that, you have the same goal, that believes in you and what you are doing.
Yeah, once there's a trust, it just makes it easy, because in business, it's not smooth. There's always going to be hurdles and learnings and things, but it's them being able to ride with you on it, rather than just expecting you hiring someone just to do the task. It's not what we're after. Yeah.
And actually, it's like also encouragement to me, because every time, she will, she will tell me the feedback from my clients and my students, and it's really, boost me also to do more, because I know there is someone that's helping me in my side.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I think when you start to have a team, like even a group of VAs and stuff, you start to feel like it's your second family, that you want to work hard and make more money to help them and to help others and to help more people like her, right? And it makes business more exciting and interesting. It's not about just making money. It's about having these amazing people around you and help one another and build something together.
Yes. Yes. So thank you very much, Aline, for wonderful conversation, sharing about virtual assistant. Because, yeah, right now, we're still in pandemic. People are still in need of people that can help us in our online businesses. So that's why, uh, yeah, right now in pandemic, they appreciate more how to work from home,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, businesses are more open-minded to, working online actually, works, and I don't
Works.
here. So I'm really excited for what this year has to show.
Mm.
But also, I think as another advice I'd say for business owners is find people that, if you need help with VAs, right, find people that have that experience too. So for you, you're in the e-commerce space and affiliate marketing, and so working with you, working with the right expert in anything you do is going to give you the best result. Like for us, when people come to us and they just want general marketing and admin assistant and permanent staffing kind of, I want to make sure that these people never leave me, and you help me create a great culture, then come to us, right? And if they when they're looking for maybe like advanced accounting type VA or engineering or whatever, we don't do that, or call center VAs, we don't do that, and we refer them to the right person. So I think it's important to find the right people that can help you and save time and cost. You work with the agencies, the experts. Yeah.
Correct. Okay, so thank you very much for being with me, and thank you for you guys that are watching this video. God bless.
God bless, and thank you, Divine, for this amazing conversation.